Cedar Point is the prime destination for all roller coaster enthusiasts, so one thing is always the topic of discussion. What in the world is Cedar Point going to do next? For the past few years, they've been really throwing curveballs to us. In 2018, Steel Vengeance was born, making it the tallest and fastest and longest hybrid roller coaster in the world. And additionally, it was practically every enthusiast's #1 coaster, until the clearly better roller coaster opened, Iron Gwazi. Sorry, not sorry. Then, 5 years later, they opened Wild Mouse, a 52-foot tall family coaster, and now we're getting Top Thrill 2 in 2024, a reimagining of Top Thrill Dragster, making it the tallest and fastest triple launch roller coaster. So yeah, definitely a very diverse lineup of the past 3 roller coasters opened at the park. But what could be next for the Point? In this video, we'll be discussing 3 different possibilities for the park's next extreme thrill coaster. So, let's get into it.
Number 1, RMC T-Rex. In 2025, we are replacing Gatekeeper, Wild Mouse, Kitty Kingdom, and the Grand Pavilion for a 500-foot RMC T-Rex that will go 500 miles per hour, have 16 launches, and...
Yeah, no offense to Cedar Point fanboys, but absolutely not. Let's get into the actual list. First, let's start off with what I personally think is the most likely option for the park, a GCI wooden roller coaster. Despite being the roller coaster capital of the world, Cedar Point only has one wooden roller coaster, Blue Streak, and it also doubles as the park's oldest roller coaster. It's very dated and getting rougher by the day, and it's becoming more and more evident that Cedar Point will need a new wooden roller coaster soon. No, it doesn't have to replace Blue Streak, but seeing a GCI Woody be added to the park would be amazing. Personally, a great space for this ride would be in the Forbidden Frontier plot of land. The park just removed the attraction this past year, and I think a GCI that would rival Mystic Timbers would be so cool, especially when it would interact with Millennium Force, which has a couple of overbank turns on the island. Another possible location for the ride would be Gemini's old plot of land. Although I would hate to see it go, by the time Cedar Point gets its next roller coaster, its number might be up. Cedar Fair's relationship with the GCI is currently strong, as they just opened Zambezi Zinger at Worlds of Fun. However, Mystic Timbers, one of the best GCIs, is located at Kings Island, which is just 4 hours south in the same state. But I could still see Cedar Point and GCI teaming up at least sometime in the future. I'd give this project a 60% chance of happening. Another possibility is a B&M Flyer. Even after the Fury 325 crack incident, I can still see Cedar Fair keeping their relationship with B&M, and Cedar Point has almost every model from B&M, except for a B&M Flyer. This ride model has always fascinated me, and I would absolutely love to see a ride like Flying Dinosaur or Tatsu at Cedar Point. I personally believe that removing Cedar Creek Mine Ride to build a B&M Flyer would be absolutely amazing. Seeing the interaction with the train and the water below would look stunning. And other than little kids, I don't think many people would be too sad to see the old mine ride close. It could have a compact layout that weaves around the plot of land, including intense elements like a pretzel loop and forceful zero-G rolls. A B&M Flyer would be perfect at Cedar Point, but I would only give this ride a 30% chance of happening in the future. Of course, the third and final option is a mock extreme spinner. As of 2023, there have only been 2 extreme spinners built, and they are both highly regarded roller coasters, and practically everyone who has ridden Ride to Happiness said that it is at least objectively the best roller coaster that they've been on. I hate to say it, but if they were to remove Iron Dragon, that would open up a very decently sized plot of land for a multi-launch, inversion, and airtime-based machine that could possibly rival Ride to Happiness and become one of the best roller coasters in the world. The big problem though is that Mach is expensive. Copperhead Strike alone cost more than a Giga Coaster. So would Cedar Point really want to invest in a coaster like this? As much as I would love to see it, I don't think it's too likely. So for now, I would give it a 15% chance of happening. So after all of this talk about which roller coasters I could see Cedar Point add next, I didn't mention when their next coaster could come. And judging by the fact that in 2024, we are getting an absolutely massive investment with Top Thrill 2, I don't see a new coaster happening for at least a few years. Judging by how big their next project could be, I believe the earliest their next roller coaster will open is 2027, and in the years in between, we could see more improvements to restaurants, midways, stores, and the water park. I am so excited to see where Cedar Point will head next, but keep in mind that these were my top 3 favorite options for Cedar Point's next coaster. Obviously, it's always fun to speculate, as Cedar Point always seems to keep people on their toes, so who knows if I'll be right or wrong. What do you think Cedar Point's next coaster is? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.